me. I'm sort of warming up, Brad. It's been a little while. Could be a little rusty.
You rusty? Nah.
You never know. You never know. But I do want to say that before we get started, just be aware that Trade Ideas is not a registered investment advisor. All the information you're going to hear from myself or any team member should be for educational and informational purposes only. If you want registered investment advice, please consult a registered investment advisor. And let us begin. Okay, guys, so Brad, we got our report card the other day, and we have now made it 4 years in a row, your little guys here, Trade Ideas, as Inc. 5000 fastest growing privately held companies, 4 years in a row. And remember, we're competing with those little weasels that just all of a sudden got there and are going 150%, whatever, but we still, Brad, 4 years in a row.
It is a lot easier when you're just starting out, right? When you're talking percentage numbers, right?
Yeah, we keep putting up the numbers. Trade Ideas is one of the few, I don't even know of any other, Brad, products in fintech that's made in the USA, completely USA made, flag draped all over the software, as you can see it. And we're very proud of that. We don't outsource anything. We don't have any venture capital funding. We're just in it to win it with you guys. We want to make the best software for what we're doing. We believe we have the best search engine of real-time data in the world. How do we know this, Brad? Because we practice in the US stock market. And while sporting events and concerts are closed, guess what's open still?
The stock market.
The stock market. And you know what, investors, this is what I love. And again, the new guys, hope since you're just here, maybe for the first time, or you're not sure what you're doing here, and you're saying, who is this crazy genius that's speaking on this Q&A? Truth is, so many more eyes are on the stock market, and you know what they're finding out, Brad? They're finding out what we've been always telling them, which is, guys, there is no better place to make money and allocate capital because it's the most liquid, the fastest. You can trade any kind of dollar amounts you want, and there are returns that are completely out of the mark of what you have been told, which is a lie. You've been told to expect 5%, 3%. Hey, maybe expect not to lose.
And be happy with it.
That's right. You only lost 10%. Be happy. Look at what the market did. No, ladies and gentlemen, the truth of the matter is the most exciting returns are in the US stock market, and we are the presenter of this information in a way that you have never seen. I want to, Brad, you know I've done this warning before, but since there are half of the people, and there's lots of people on this Q&A, and since half of them do not have a subscription to Trade Ideas, you know what I like to do?
Tell them to sit on their wallet? What?
No, you know, the wrist warning.
The wrist.
Brad, can you give it? I don't even want to do it. Brad, you give it to me.
You don't want them to hurt their wrist pulling out their wallet to sign up, right? Something to that effect.
Correct.
Something like that.
I'm worried that when you guys see what you're about to see, you're going to rush and go for your wallet, and you can go so fast you could twist your wrist. Don't do that. There's going to be plenty of time. But Brad, you know, as a good leader, I'm just saying what I'm saying. Let's jump right in. Guys, August is hot. Woo! It's a hot month in the market. It's a hot month of Trade Ideas. And there's so much to be said, Brad, about this picture. And this is a picture, but we're going to dive into the actual software. There's so much to be said about it because when people look at the left-hand side, and what they're seeing is this thing called today's P&L. And Brad, you can see my mouse as I'm hovering over it, right?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So these are today's P&L. So this tells you how this account, this is one of Brad's screenshots that he took, was undulating to the market throughout the day. And here's what investors, Brad, simply have never seen or don't know and have never seen this information before. P&L, profit and loss field, can only be acquired through either intense immersion, Brad, like you and I have had since 1998. And since I'm assuming nobody has 20 years to spare, you want to kind of get that a little bit quicker, right? And the best way to do it is through visual representation of market undulations in your P&L. You can see like, oh my gosh, look at this. I spiked up to 6,000 and then I drew back and then back and forth. Most people, and we are telling you guys the simple truth, the people spend so much time, Brad, and you know this, digging for the Holy Grail. Where is my magic guru? Where is my Tim Sykes ×2 plus somebody else who drives a jet and is in a jet and is trading from vacation to tell me what to do? That doesn't happen, guys. That's bullshit. Okay? The way to do it is through practice. Like, you know, when you were a young kid and your dad said, hey, go to the driving range, and Tiger Woods did that, but he never stopped. Look what happened. This is the same thing. We allow you here in this environment to interact with the market in the most comprehensive way to get feel for profit and loss. By the way, Brad, it's going to surprise you, but at the end of the day, do you know the only thing that matters in the stock market? I know. I don't want to see. Brad's not used to this because
I'm sorry, I was on mute. If you make money or not?
Profit and loss.
That's the only thing that matters.
That's the only thing that matters. Your ideas, your moving averages, your indicators, your bands, and whatever other S&M stuff people throw into the stock market, guys, it's a distraction. Ultimately, you have to make a decision and then manage the risk. We are the best at presenting you with a way to do that because we do it the way professionals do it in every endeavor. How do they do it, Brad? Brad asks the best questions. They do it through practice. They do it through practice. Doctors, for example, practice on a cadaver, and then they do residency where they follow another doctor who already knows what he's doing around. Okay? This is the same thing. Now, I know you're like, what the hell is that genius, handsome genius talking about, right? But this is exactly what we're showing you. You're able to practice with real-time data using the AI, which is like the doctor you're following. It shows you how to get into things, how to get out of things, how to manage something that doesn't work out. Brad, is there anything that is better?
No, I mean, it's a suite of, I mean, look, we built over the last 17 years a suite of tools that are going to help you find these opportunities. That's just what we've done. It's what we focused on, and that's what we have here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's do this. Now that I'm showing you that this is the platform that helps you generate ideas and then manage the risk of those ideas and turn them into something profitable, I'm going to show you the product in real time. I'm going to show you how it's done. And a lot of the things that Brad and I like to do is we show you in practice the different things that take place. So let me just do that real quick. I'm going to minimize. And please let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So what you should be seeing is something a little bit similar to what you just saw from the picture. The picture was a picture of Brad's interaction with the stock market, and this is a picture of mine. Today, I had a total P&L of 2,876, but after you get rid of some of my losses, which is what I do, and this is what investors do, they cut things that aren't working for them. I was total net up about $2,170 or 2.17K. So this is the system that has the ability to have you follow various trades that it generates. It also presents information to you. So this is a channel bar on the left-hand side. So much like Netflix, you are watching a channel. In this case, you're watching Shall We Play a Game, which is our Brokerage Plus channel that I use pretty much as my go-to channel. And what I'm doing is I'm able to see information coming through on the right-hand side in 3 different windows. The beauty is that there's virtually unlimited ways that you can view this data. That's beyond the scope of this Q&A, but I'm just trying to show you that where we are the specialists is things that happen in real time. Like here's a stock, it's just going and going and going. And as it's going, we are following it. Okay? And as we are following it, investors who are aware of this information by tuning into these channels, they're also following, and then they are taking advantage. And going back to Brad, what did I say about percent returns?
Unusual returns should be expected. What? I'm not
Right.
sure.
Well, I mean, again, that's really exactly what we said. Here's a stock that pretty much, let me just move that, right, expand it a little bit so you can see it. You know, there was some pre-market action, right? At the open, it went up, pulled back, and then you've had so much time to get into it. You're talking about 317 million shares changing hands.
Yeah, and the software, Trade Ideas identifies every component of that move right there because so much volume's going through it. It's an unusual type of behavior, and anytime there's that unusual behavior, this software can identify that based upon what you want to look at, what channel you're looking at, or how your window's defined.
And notice, Brad, it's in two of the windows that I have here. So it's over here in a window that I have called Trade Candidates, and it's in this window, highs and lows on high relative volume. So this is sort of like your weather map. You know, you can look at anything, see what's going on, try to figure if this is something that looks good. And then again, continue as it's happening in real time. The percentage moves right now in the stock market are unfathomable. I mean, you have these things, especially things that relate to instruments or medicine, the biotechnology, that are moving somewhere close to over 100% in a day. And again, on not small amounts of volume. So we want you to be able to participate in that. We want you to be able to see it the best way. And we have all these different channels as a methodology for you to do that. So for example, we have what's called our artificial intelligence. I'm gonna turn that on. And here today, it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades that you could have followed. The AI is usually pretty amazing, but not every day is successful, just so that, as you can imagine, because there's no such thing as that type of a system. However, all throughout this day, as you're watching it, you get to see, okay, you get to see information that, how did it play? Okay, so here was something that looked, first of all, like it was obviously going down a lot. Computer systems design service, some bad earnings, something like that. And it saw a statistical move and it went for it. And if you followed it, this was your result. Again, it doesn't always work out this way, but one of the amazing things that you should already be in tuning is that not only does the software buy, but it also shorts. So you're always playing both directions. Don't forget that just recently, we had one of the largest market declines ever in a short amount of time. And when that happened, you would certainly want a system that's pointing you in the direction of the easier returns, okay? So our software constantly tries things. You know, here it looked like it thought that SFIX was gonna go, but sometimes that doesn't happen. So what does it do? It exits, okay? Every system has an exit in it so that you are not stuck in a losing position. Brad, that's one of the keys to success.
Hey, you want to live to fight another day, and you don't want to take a position that's going to knock you out. That's just fundamental rule number one.
Right, and so our software is doing this for you. Remember, everything's visual. You get to see the timestamp when something happened. So today, from the open, you can see what happened. One of the nicest things, Brad, the first trade was the one that did the best. But sometimes, again, it doesn't always happen like that, but that's great. DRIO, another one that kind of shows you that the software, number one, it got in because it thought that it was going to go. It was stopped. It went back in the direction of the trade, but ultimately came all the way back down. So those stops they hit, they teach you, you know, there's a reason why this is happening. Okay. Notice everything is visual. I'm gonna, so this is again, this is the AI, this is part of our premium. This is all given to you picks, everything, entries, re-entries, the whole thing, okay? We're in earnings season right now. There's a channel. You just go on the channel bar and you click on the earnings channel and you see, okay, upside earnings blowouts yesterday or today, downside earnings blowouts. So you can tune your view to whatever it is that you want to see. And by the way, one of the things that the software is doing right now is one of my favorite things because it's surfing through ideas, okay? And I just saw something and I DHT. I'm in this one, and I'll show you guys, by the way. But I like that this came on this earnings channel, and it tells me that I'm in the right direction. And you can see here, again, that there's this thing called idea surfing, currently idea surfing. And if I'm moving away from the software, it'll just go through ideas and continue to show them to you. And that's what it's doing right now. So this is another one of those things that creates sort of a smart system. So let me show you something else. Every stock has a heart, sort of like you would on Twitter. So if you like something, okay, if you like a stock, you heart it, and then you can go to this Stocks I Like channel that's already made for everything that you like. So now that I just saw IGC, here it is in my channel that I like, okay? This channel bar is made by our expert team, and there's lots of great channels in it. I mean, too much for just one Q&A webinar. And the truth of the matter is you wouldn't want me spending time on each individual channel. You would want to peruse through it because there's just so many good things. But one of the other cool things is you can make it your own. You can customize it. Okay, you can edit the channel. So this is one that I'd made called Discovery, but I can add a channel, put in my own graphics, create a cloud link. So you can really customize this whole experience. That's one of the things that we love about how Trade Ideas works. It's ready to go. Hey, Mike, it's ready to go off the get-go, but at the same time, it can be ultimately customizable. Many people have described it similar to Photoshop, where it can do the very basic things, of course. But at the same time, if you needed to, you could have Photoshop be working at a studio. So these channels, again, account builder, as you can maybe understand that this is you trying to really capitalize on your account growth. So these are like the really big growth kind of stocks, and that's why you're seeing this, you know, and this. Big percentages, big opportunities. And hopefully one of the things that is coming across is that you don't need to do a lot of setup. All these channels are already there. And here I am, like, once again, I move my mouse away, turn on right here on the top, idea surfing, and here I am. I'm just surfing away, letting things come to me. There's a timer on it, and it's just going through, looking at the various trades, seeing, by the way, right now it's actually going through my positions, but I can put it on a window right here. Should change it, I think. Brad, does it do that? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you have a top list, I think, that's underneath the on fire window right there. It's a
yeah,
top.
there it is. Yeah, there we go. So see like how it's highlighting the thing that it's showing you, and watch it jump down. There it goes. And by the way, I like this. So I want to add this and go back to it. Now it'll continue to go. This just gives me an ability to visually catch things that I otherwise would miss, and it'll just keep going through the windows. So in terms of efficiency and you learning, imagine you having the internet while everybody else is simply, you know, just typing on a typewriter. One is very slow, the other one is very fast. We are in the information dissemination space. You're going to get the most out of your stock market experience using Trade Ideas. It's kind of that simple, okay? So everything's in the cloud. You can save everything to our storage in the cloud, retrieve it, education, everything that you see here, every window. By the way, let me just tell you this, okay? So you see a winner like OPTT. I love this part, Brad, because it's so easy. I love things that are easy. Okay, OPTT, I go to similar. And then let's say, look at it by price. Okay, what other stocks that are maybe not super expensive are in the same space as OPTT? So, whoops, let me type that in. Okay, and I'm gonna pause that. So here again, OPTT. So I look at this one, Vivo Power. You know, you can just kind of compare and you can see, like, well, maybe this one already kind of did it and has the same kind of effect as that one. And you can start just checking out some of these other ones, okay? And see, is there really a pattern that you can catch that really is gonna go? Some of the energy names really started to move today, and I'm gonna show you one. Let me go back to the one that I'm in, because I like to break things up in terms of both, where you get the how-to, but also the applied. So as you can see, I do the same things that I'm talking about. Brad, audio's working, right? So Richard was having some trouble.
Yeah, I think Richard's the only guy with a problem on that. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'll send him the recording of it.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna have a recording of the webinar, of course. So Chaparral is an energy name. And, you know, when I'm showing you these things, I'm kind of showing you that you have the ability with trade ideas to really explore different styles of trading. So here I am kind of sized a little bit large. I'm looking for this move to break out of here. And because of that, I have 30,000 shares. I mean, obviously, you know, 46-cent stock, but they happen to be profitable. And I got these ideas from the fact that, again, I'm seeing lots of other energy names going. So I would suggest to you to keep an eye on this one, because I like to not only tell you like lesson wise how to do it, but it's applied lessons. So here I am in the names that you saw, the tankers, DHT, and this one, TK Tankers. I tried different things out, and notice I'm also going in both directions. So here, short Wayfair, you know, because it just ran up so much, and I'm looking for it to come down a little bit, and I was able to catch so far 17 points. Brad, that's good, 17 right there on the W.
Nice work there.
You know, 50 shares, Apple, trying to do the same things, not as successfully, obviously. But this is what I'm trying to show you, that investing and actively trading and being able to come up with situations where you're making, you know, $2.4 thousand in a day, and my exposure here is 90,000. So you would need maybe like probably 45,000 in an account to be able to be in this stuff, depending on how you trade. My point is to show you how I do it, how different people do it, how this is one of the things, Brad, you know, if you want to talk about what's giving me a little confidence for tomorrow, right, is look at how my P&L went at the end of the day. It's sort of like a golfer, a pro, finishing strong. You know, there was a battle all throughout the day, some downturn, and then a big reversal. This gives you confidence, okay? This gives you confidence for what you're doing. And the beauty here is that part of my whole perception of the experience is the overall, Brad, interaction with the AI itself. You know, and I turn it on most of the days, not all of the days, but certainly most of the days. And depending on what I see from the AI and the results, that helps me formulate my game plan of what I'm doing by myself. So I'm always doing two things. I'm able to follow the surgeon, kind of in that example that I gave everyone as a resident. I'm following the AI. I'm seeing, is it going mostly long? Is it going mostly short? I'm kind of doing lots of feel-based decisions based on what the AI is doing. And then, of course, at the same time, I'm trying to make sure that I'm executing my game plan that I practiced. So let me show you about the practice. So here you can see I'm connected to Interactive Broker. So this is live. This is real money I'm showing you. Okay, and soon this will be available for E-Trade as well as TD Ameritrade, or who bought them, Brad? Schwab, I guess.
Yeah.
So we will have 3 big brokers that you'll be able to trade this, but this is live money. So everything here, this is real. But I'm going to go to my connected, and I'm going to disconnect from there, and I'm going to connect to Trade Ideas Simulated Trading. Okay. And here I am on the simulated trading side. And remember that this is where I practice. So here I'm looking at how did I do today? It was down just a little bit, 495. What was I doing? Pull back in JetBlue that I caught over here on a beautiful support trade. And these are the kinds of behaviors, like me being able to practice this and see, okay, well, what is going on here? How do I ride the bigger moves? How do I make sure that I'm staying in stuff that is really going? I do this by practicing. And also, of course, at the same time, making sure that if I'm down, that relatively to what I'm trying to experience, that just because it's not real money, I don't allow myself to lose extra, you know? On the contrary, I'm using the same rules-based approach here as I would and I do in the other accounts. So this is how I'm saying, from simulated mode, you're working and you're practicing. Always working and practicing, doing 2 things at once. You get better by doing that. Here, and again, I can just make simple things where I say, okay, I like this move, but I'm going to buy it. Oops, let me grab this here. I'm going to get rid of one. So this is our visual trading. So I can come over here and press a buy button, and I can drop in orders, and it automatically drops in a stop for me. So I've got my strategy planned out before I'm really even doing anything. I already know what I'm going to do, and I can do this for any stock that I see. So here we know we see a stock that's pulled back a lot, and again, I'm just kind of highlighting in real time. So it's pulled back a lot. The universal security instruments. I can come in and I can say, okay, let's put a buy order just up here, maybe zoom out a little bit, raise it. And the reason is I'm trying to get out of this congestion zone right here. Okay, if it goes back to this level, I'm going to buy it and automatically have a stop right here. I've covered it. So this is how I do it. This is how I learn, but also not just learn, but I'm able to then take this behavior that I'm doing where I know I'm getting in not just because I want to right now, but I'm getting in at the prices that make sense. And I'm doing it all visually. And once again, I'm just going to pull up a different stock real quick. Well, hopefully one that's not gapped up that much. Let me just go to a different name here. Let's see. Something familiar. Okay, here's Dell Technologies. Dell has ran and ran and ran and ran. So I'm going to say, okay, if you come down to like 61, okay, I'm going to sell you, and I'm going to cover you as you get out to breaking new highs. So that's kind of almost like my swing trade concept, but you can see that here I'm just planning both things. Not very emotional. I don't know if it'll happen. You know, I can zoom back out, but I'm saying, okay, you tried to break out, you didn't, you're going down. And if you continue back up, well, I'm going to get out. But if you continue going down, wow, I mean, it was just at 40. So you can really think about these percentages and notice that the key is I'm not overthinking, and that's what Trade Ideas teaches you to do. I'm just simply able to visually trade and practice with real-time simulated data and get feedback. And we're constantly improving this experience because we're very soon going to be adding something. Let me see if I can put it in here, called the calendar tab. I'm going to switch my data feeds. You guys don't have this ability. and just kind of show you that here we're starting to track all of your simulated performances. And again, this is just a very rough sketch of what you're going to see, but the idea is that your whole game plan, everything that you're doing with your game plan, you're going to be able to see in a calendar, every trade, how you're doing, what strategies you're using, everything. Okay. So someone said, I think Marius asked, what strategies am I using? Okay. Well, I'm really using several strategies at the same time. I discretionarily trade, but I also have the AI on. And the way the AI works is, these are all the Holly strategies. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 long, and 1, 2, 3 short. So it's long biased, but overall these. And what I would do is I would highlight all of them and just right click and say enable 12 selected strategies. And then in the morning, as soon as trades started going on, I would instantly be in the trades. If, again, both simulated or live, it doesn't matter. If you have the premium product, both of them you are able to do, simulated and live. Does that make sense? The biggest thing that we change, ladies and gentlemen, is the focus from which stock to once you're in it. From which stock to once you're in it, because the which stock, it's just it's basically messing with your mind. It almost doesn't matter to some extent. You want to be in the highest probability trades, but remember, as soon as you're in, everything is out the window, and it's risk management, because we do not know the future. We hypothesize, right? But you must always be prepared to be wrong. So that's the real key here. And notice once again, I'm going to switch from, this is simulated. I'm going to disconnect and connect interactive brokers. And here I am. And it's going to fill this in, hopefully. Let me switch that. Whoops. Go back to the primary data feed, save, and that should do it at some point.
And it might. It actually may not fill it in with post-market because of the post-market aspect of it. But
Sure. So the most important thing I want to communicate on this Q&A webinar is that we are continuing the exercise of our plan of giving you the best transition from practice trading, which you need a lot of, to real trading. Often people make the mistake of wanting to jump right in with real money instantly, thinking I can do it, I'm just going to trade. You know, that's not the right way to do it. Again, it's never ever in any profession is it done this way, ever. Whether you're a golfer, an accountant, you go to school and do lots of training and practice. And what we have here, it's almost like you being Neo, Brad, and getting plugged into that machine where you learn Kung Fu, because the AI is something that you're following. Okay, you've got all these ideas. You're going to see the biggest movers. What you have to learn is something about yourself, which is, how do I manage it? How do I manage it? And the only way to do it is to see your P&L in action. See how you're doing. How do you react to it? What is your emotional state? Because if you are not controlling your emotions when you're actively investing with trade ideas, your emotions will control you. And that's typically the end of every trader, Brad, or any professional athlete as well.
I cannot argue that one.
Right. So today at the high level, what we wanted to say is that, ladies and gentlemen, we have the best way for you to interact with market data. There were simple channel shifts and being able to see all the interesting different ideas. And we've talked about this stock, and it's in a lot of the windows. Okay.
And maybe pull up the momentum channel, because that's a new channel. So for folks that don't peruse the channel bar, maybe a little bit down below the top line, you're going to find a momentum channel. And I know that Marius was just asking about that. So
there it is. Notice that on our similar tab window, you can, on our single stock tab window, you can always find when the earnings are. They're displayed And if they're not, you can add this as a column and you can see the date. And of course, with that said, you can then see the similar stocks, which is critical because you can maybe then go see something that just hasn't run as much, like this, potentially, okay? That's the advantage of using an efficient system. You can also look at price action. Well, what's trading like this one? And this is really where the AI and the human meet the road, because you can see it all. Love this stuff. Okay, this one's trading so interestingly, Brad. Look, there's nothing else that's trading.
It's all that matters right now, right?
That's right. Everything is configurable. Right click, configure all. Right click, configure. Right click, configure. Right click. Columns, I think.
And I don't think you mentioned it, but after you've right-click configured and set your thing up to exactly your desktop space and the way that you want these windows, you can save your own custom channel and bring in your own imagery and really
You did hear, I said it. I said it.
You did? Okay.
I did.
Sorry.
Manisha, I didn't enable all of the AI today. I just missed the open, unfortunately. So that was that. But I'm gonna probably be much more at it tomorrow. But you can see over here, this is how it traded on 100 share lots total. Okay. Let's see. So I have it. You can customize these settings. So you can go to Tools. Whoops, sorry. Tools, Options, and AI trade size. So here I have $2,500 per trade, but you go to 100. I'm just so you can see, mimic the exact things. So here you have 54 minus on these two and 82 plus on one, and that's how you get what you get. So these would have been your AI trades today. And again, not every day is a winner. There's no such thing, but it's about as good as you can get. It's 100%. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. So now this screen maybe makes a little bit more sense. We give a lot of free educational information to everybody that's perusing, and we have an ebook out on how to trade earnings. So this is one you can get for free at trade-ideas.com/earnings. Barry and his trading room. Brad, is Barry in the room today with us?
Yeah, Barry's been helping out.
Love it. Barry, how are you, big guy?
Mm-hmm.
Barry is the moderator, head trader, and head support of our trading room, which he manages excellently. Shows you how real people interact with trade ideas in the real markets, but he also does simulated trading, and the whole meritocracy of good users has risen up to the top, and they help one another. And if you're window shopping, it's completely free, and I really encourage you to take a look at trade-ideas.com/trading room. Daily support sessions, education, ongoing. This is what makes us different. We really take our education seriously, but so seriously that we incorporate it into the software. And again, I'm only scratched the surface, but everyone can come in here and participate in learning how to use the craft and get better at the tech. And trade-ideas.com/live. This is how much our technology costs. It's a subscription-based service. This is on a per diem, but of course you pay either annually or monthly. And today, if you want to, and remember I told you about your wallet, summertime is the promo code, all caps, 15% off your first month for a year off of Trade Ideas. For your standard, at the yearly rate, it costs you $3 a day. The premium costs you $6.2 a day on the yearly rate if you pay all at once, and $7.5 if you're doing it monthly, and $3.9 per day. Considering it's the only consumer-facing AI, Brad, that I know of, it's incredible. We do a podcast, and my goodness, Jamie and I need to get back on the paddle. Speaking of dope paddle out, but please look up our podcast. We have lots of different people from the industry come in and meet with us and discuss different things, and it's available on your podcast search engine. We're very easy to get a hold of. You can take a look at our social media at Trade Ideas, at QuantBot, at Today Trader. Please like us on Facebook. And of course, you can always give us a call or shoot an email to info@trade-ideas.com. Brad, are we all caught up?
I do believe we are.
Okay. As I noticed here, we do test drives from time to time, but I'll tell you what, guys, we are in swamp mode. There's so many people who are coming to us right now that we're not exactly sure when the next test drive is, but we're telling you. And I said this to an interview for a tech magazine, Brett, if you cannot spend $2,200 for a whole year, and that's without any discounts, then you may not be trading. Maybe that's not the right thing for you. And I'm just being honest there. So that's a good barrier to entry. Think about that for yourself. That's how much it costs. Compare that to a college education. And come join us, guys. The most exciting time to be in the market. Brad, thank you once again. And I will see you on the flip side.
See you guys later. Bye-bye.